That was perfect. Hey guys, what's going on? vVv Magic Mooch back here again with the grand finals yet again. Game number 2 of the first set of best of 3s between vVv Snow and an Obese Panda, and it looks like both of these players are sticking to their guns, as we are going to see. Let me get back here real quick before it goes into the game. As we're going to see vVv Snow playing Graves again, sticking to the AD carries that he likes to play, and an Obese Panda again on Kale. I think Obese Panda wasn't entirely happy with his original Kale play the first time around, so it looks like he's actually going to try it again. And hopefully, let's see if it works out better for him. Snow, again, like I said, that's not what I wanted to do with that. Snow, like I said, again, sticking to his guns. Loves those AD carries. Loves those AD carries to death. It's going to be Mafia Graves and Judgment Kale. 2 old standbys, I think. Mafia Graves is a very popular skin. I prefer Ride Graves, but, you know, whatever. Well, everybody has their preferences. Anyway. So, Game 2, Grand Finals. Speaking of that, I need to change the stream title, because I messed up. It's not Losers Bracket Finals anymore. It is Grand Finals. Awesome. Alright, guys. That's all taken care of. We're going to have vVv Snow and an Obese Panda. vVv Snow starting with his Fortitude Pot 6 health potion start, as well as an Obese Panda doing the same. Both players having Night Flash and the exact same keybinds as well. It's going to be a good matchup. Again, if vVv Snow takes this game, we will go into a second set of best of 3s, where the true winner will be determined of the tournament, since vVv Snow came out of the losers bracket of this tournament, and an Obese Panda, excuse me, if he wins this next game, we will go into a game 3 where it will all be decided. 100 Chinese player in our tournament wants to stream link, so I'm going to give it to him. Boom. Live vVv community, everybody. This is kind of a, I think this is one of our Twitch channels, because I know that we have Live vVv Gaming is kind of like the offish channel. This one's fun, kind of, if you're a community member and you are looking to stream and get your kind of stream out there, or if it's streaming something community centric, such as one of these tournaments, definitely can be put up on this channel. You know, I mean, you have to talk to vVv Doomhammer, vVv Robsy God, vVv Paradise, one of the staff members, definitely. But yeah, this is where we usually do our King of the Summer's Hills, and yeah. I'm so excited for this game, guys. I can't even think about anything correctly right now. I'm just pumped up for this game. As we see, an Obese Panda is going to start off again, take his rates, and vVv Snow is actually just going to sit and just get the early farm on in the mid lane, and to try to actually shove this lane pretty quickly as Buckshot comes out. An Obese Panda comes out, had to spend 2 health potions to keep his sustain up. And it looks like, ooh, vVv Snow getting some nice harass down onto an Obese Panda straight away. An Obese Panda does hit level 2 first, though, and getting the Reckoning down. It looks like Snow's just going to want to stand there and take it, but he's taking a significant amount of damage. And Snow burns his berry, but so does an Obese Panda, and Snow, just one more auto attack from an Obese Panda is going to do it, but does not get it. And it looks like he's going to try to get Reckoning down, but Snow, I don't think, played that as well as he thought he was going to. Just barely getting out of there alive and having to burn almost all of his potions. Both Fortitude Pots are burned. As we see, an Obese Panda is going to get the auto attacks down. Almost out of mana, though, so he won't be able to do that combination again. And I think that's kind of what Snow wanted to do, was just bait out the mana. Wait for that Righteous Fury to fall off. And Snow, I don't think, is running Lifesteal Contestants. No, he is not. He's still not running Lifesteal. He is going to just rely on... Well, he has no sustain anymore because all of his potions are burned. He has 3 health pots taking right now, as we see an Obese Panda again getting the Reckoning down. I think an Obese Panda learned that from his previous endeavor that Reckoning is the way to go on Kale AP. However, Graves does not have an ability to blind and mitigate damage like Obese Panda does. He does have his passive, which does grant him armor and magic resistance for each second of combat he's in, up to a stack of 10. So he's a little beefier than most AD carries. However, that's all he has. He also has a smoke screen, I guess. And an Obese Panda's going to go be right there. Wants to save time, but I think he might have just been baiting Snow into doing something. But he has no mana to use Reckoning. He's just able to use his Righteous Fury. So he's just going to tag him with a few auto attacks and leave it at that. Snow, making sure he's in combat frequently so he doesn't take a lot of damage. So we can mitigate that as much as possible. And it looks like an Obese Panda, blue Righteous Fury yet again. Clear out the wave. I think he was looking to get an auto attack down on vVv Snow, but to no avail. And Snow is just going to farm out these waves. Make sure they don't hit the tower. Great job on his part. His tower's taking no damage. And it looks like he's going to try to stop the back from an Obese Panda. And he does stop the back. An Obese Panda is not able to go back. And I think an Obese Panda really does want to go back right now, because he is out of mana completely. I don't even think the next exchange he'll be able to use his Righteous Fury. And it looks like vVv Snow is just content with farming his lane out right now, because he knows that Kale has no mana to do anything. So he's just content with staying in combat, making sure he has that armor and magic resistance stacked up so he doesn't take a lot of damage right there. And he might get an Obese Panda right here with a couple more auto attacks. There he gets first blood. vVv Snow playing that exceptionally well, stopping the back from Kale, waiting until she had absolutely no mana to use a Reckoning or any other abilities. And he played that extremely well. vVv Snow showing that him being in the loser's bracket and coming this far is not a fluke. Being in the position he is in, he had to play a lot more games than an Obese Panda against a lot of different other opponents, and he is showing up right now, ladies and gentlemen. Great play by vVv Snow right now. 11 CS lead, and it looks like he's going to go back. Maybe. Yes, he is finally going to go back. Going to get himself something nice with that first blood. He's sitting on 1,300 gold. He's just hitting 1,400. I think he's going to pick up a Bilgewater Cutlass straight off the bat. No, he's going to pick up Boots, Dorn's Blade, and a Longsword. More pots as well. And that's it. 1,400 gold. It would have gotten him a Bilgewater Cutlass, but I don't think that's the build he kind of wants to go on Graves. I think he's going to try, if at all possible, to get a Bloodthirster immediately. So he's going to use that Longsword, get it into a Vampiric Scepter on his next back, most likely. And he will have more damage output, I think, at this moment than Kale. I know that Kale, with getting that Righteous Fury to level 2 and getting the Reckoning max level first, is definitely going to be significant damage. But again, Graves' passive makes him a beefy AD carry to deal with. So definitely look for him to... what was I going to say? I totally forgot what I was going to say. Look for him to get into another brawl with an Obese Panda. An Obese Panda losing a lot of mana and health at his blue buff. It's gonna... Looks like he's gonna wrap around to wolves, but no, his tower is gonna take a lot of damage if he does, and he looks like he's just gonna skip wolves completely. And vVv Snow is level 6, and Obese Panda just hit level 6, but his tower is taking a lot of pain right now, almost down to a half health, and he gets a nice chunk of damage out into Obese Panda, and that smoke screen is definitely gonna mitigate a lot of damage, especially if Kale can't see Graves to auto attack him with Righteous Fury. Then he's not gonna be able to do damage. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but it's a strategy he has to think about. And it looks like an Obese Panda again. Snow, you getting that Ignite off, getting a few more auto attacks, getting him very, very low on health, having to burn the rest of his mana potions. He's got health potions. He's got 3 health potions ticking now. And it looks like vVv Snow. Reckoning was used on a minion to farm. Snow's going to be able to kind of free harass, but he does draw turret aggro, and well, I think he kind of took a few unnecessary shots as that turret's down to almost a quarter health left. Oh my goodness, guys. vVv Snow has been playing this matchup extremely well. Sorry. I had to get some water. My throat was getting a little dry there. But, again, vVv Snow not able to tag Obese Panda with the buckshot, but he is going to get an auto attack off. And it looks like he's going to get another auto attack off as well. He's going to quick draw in, get that attack speed buff, and do a little bit more damage. But again, Snow has no other sustain other than his health potions right now. Dorn's Blade is giving him 5 health on each auto attack, but it's only 5. It's not that much. So he really needs to go and get a Vampiric Scepter, which he can buy right now. And Obese Panda looks like he's going to try to brawl with him, as we see Intervention coming out, Barrier as well. Barrier coming out from Snow now. Snow just kind of kiting back and forth. Snow, one more auto attack will do it. Can he get the auto attack? Can he get the buckshot? Anything. One more attack, and he looks like he's just going to chase. And Obese Panda looks like, oh, an Obese Panda takes him down, waited for him in the bush. Oh my goodness. An Obese Panda. Playing that so well. I think if Maddie would have just blindly buckshot it over the wall, he would have been fine, but he chased a kill that I don't think was entirely necessary to chase. Oh my goodness. An Obese Panda baiting out Snow, getting greedy for those kills. Now he's going to try to shove this turret as much as possible, and unfortunately he's not going to be able to, as we see Snow picking up a Vampiric Scepter straight away, keeping that longsword. So it does look like he does want to go into that Bilgewater Cutlass build, as it is a very good item. As if he would have had Bilgewater Cutlass the first time around, he could have slowed, or this last engagement could have slowed an Obese Panda down. He would have been able to get that auto attack off. However, an Obese Panda just baited him into that bush, and man, I tell you what, Snow took the bait. Definitely did. An Obese Panda did a pretty good job there on that part. But yeah, vVv Snow now picking up his red buff. Might transition over into his blue buff. Looks like that's going to be the case. Panda looks like he's just going to go and get his red buff as well. So just a buff gathering fest, if you will. But no Obese Panda doesn't have a blue anymore. vVv Snow does. So looks like also Panda picked up a Stinger, giving them that attack speed and cooldown reduction, which as KO attack speed is pretty important, as her Righteous Fury will obviously get more auto attacks off for the duration, as well as lower the cooldown on that. So definitely a good item on Kale. And it looks like Snow's going to try to get this tower down, but Kale will have something to say about it, maybe? Yeah, finally does, as Reckoning comes off, and Snow, she puts her intervention down very early. I don't think that was exactly the best decision in the world, as Snow still has his ultimate as well, and that could burst Kale down immediately if she's not careful, as well as Snow having that sustain from the red buff and the blue buff, as well as Vampiric Scepter. And it looks like he gets his ult down and almost gets the kill. One more auto attack on the turtle, do it. But boy, that was close. And Snow is just looks like he's just going to try to get lifesteal off of these creeps. Obese Panda's going to go back and buy. But I don't think he can really buy anything outside of potions. Looks like that is what he's going to buy, though. Healing himself. Ooh, looks like Snow will want to steal Wraiths as they just come back up. And looks like he's going to get him before he goes back. And an Obese Panda's turret. It's going to take a little bit of pain here. Nothing significant. But it could swing how this game goes. And Snow's going to leave one Wraith to a imminently disappointed Obese Panda. And looks like Obese Panda is going to try to shove this lane before Graves goes back and buys. We'll be able to do significant damage. We see the Bilgewater Cutlass coming out from Graves, picking up Berserker's Greaves as well, so he gets that attack speed, gets even more attack speed, a little more movement speed as well. And he picks up 2 health potions. Obese Panda actually sat on the money that he had, and he picked up boots. So as we see vVv Snow's turret actually not taking a whole lot of damage. And we see an Obese Panda now gonna take his blue buff as it just respawned. But Panda is in an interesting position right now. He's down 500 overall gold, which, you know, that's basically almost first blood and a turret at this point. So, they're fairly even, but it looks like Obese Panda is going to try to get the jump onto vVv Snow from behind, and I think Snow finally sees it. He just wants to brawl anyway. He knows he can brawl. As we see, Snow actually has barrier. They both pop barrier, and I think Snow just lost on that one. He actually used his ultimate, and the animation did go off, and it's on cooldown now. So Snow actually lost that exchange, obviously, because he died, but I don't think it was the best decision to fight on that. He could have kited around, and maybe waited in the bush, the same bush that Panda caught him in on the on purple side, red buff Wraiths. But Obese Panda looks like he's gonna get significant damage on this turret. It's probably gonna take it down. They're gonna be even in turrets, and Obese Panda's up in kills right now. So Obese Panda definitely coming back in this game, showing that he doesn't want to go down early. He's saying, damn it, I was in winner's bracket the whole day for a reason. I've won my games. I'm not going to go out like that immediately, even though they would just go to another best of 3. Snow showing up, going to push this lane down a little bit, and Obese Panda's going to have to clear out that raid camp. Looks like Obese Panda's going to go back. It's going to allow Graves to push this lane. He's pushing the lane quite effectively, might I add. Snow, I think he's going to go to the race and find out that it was just clear, and he's just going to wrap back around and try to do more damage to that turret, which is exactly what he's going to do. And he might be able to just sit here and attack it as he clears out the wave with his ultimate, and he might just stand here, and no, he is not going to be able to just stand there and finish it off. His ultimate was used though, but his ult will be back up, I think, roughly 60 seconds. Oh, Snow might just backdoor this. He could do it if he wanted to. He's going to wait for Obese Panda to push the lane up, and it looks like he's just going to sit there, and Obese Panda read him like a book. Read him like a book, and Snow was not expecting it. And Snow, for some reason, attacked the minis, and he fails to dash through the wall. Snow's going to have to fight this if he wants to or not. And Obese Panda takes game 2. Oh my goodness, Obese Panda read that like a book. Wow.